Are you ready to kick off the autumn season on your crafting table, but you're not sure where to start? I highly recommend the new Gathering Moments bundle by Stampin' Up. And to make it a little bit easier for you, I have a fun card idea for you today in this video tutorial. It's part of my Gathering Moments September card class that I offer here on my YouTube channel this week. And I also offer a free class kit for a limited time. I have all the details in the video description. So without further ado, let's get stamping. I already have my stamps mounted so I can put that bundle away. And here's the card. And here's my few bits and pieces of supplies. If you want all the measurements, I will share a quick graphic at the end of this video tutorial so you can just take a screenshot if you want. So, but let me just tell you real quick what we have and what will be included in your class kit. Basic white thick cardstock card base, then 2 pieces of the Gathering Together, I think that's what it's called, designer series paper, and each sheet on one side, on the A side, it has beautiful gold foil, or I think it's actually supposed to be champagne foil, but it looks like gold foil elements, and then here's the B side. So as you can see on my sample here, I just cut this piece and then I cut it a second time and just flipped it over to show both sides. Then I have a piece here of our Cajun Craze two-tone cardstock, and I'll be using the lighter tone side, and I cut that out with the 2 3/8 circle punch. Then I just have a 1-inch strip here for a little bit of stamping of basic white. And I die cut the smallest labor from also a new product, Branching Out dies. Really love this set of dies. There's also a coordinating stamp set, but I'm just using the dies here so I can stamp my sentiment. And then also part of this Gathering Moments suite is a duo pack actually of linen thread and early espresso and old olive. So I went ahead and I tied my little bow there. So let's see, we'll start stamping, I guess, with our sentiment. So I'm bringing in some early espresso and my label. So, and I'm going to stamp it a little bit off to the side here. Now this is a red rubber cling stamp set. So wish me luck that I get it on there straight. Especially, it's a little bit trickier with camera. I know I say that all the time, but it really is different because you have the camera right here. So you can't really stamp in an angle like you usually would. So, but I'll try my best. So it says, expressing heartfelt gratitude. Okay, that looks good. So we can close that because I don't think I need any more early espresso. So we can get that out of the way and let that dry for a second. Then I'm bringing in some old olive. And I'll be stamping my, let's see, do I have to write leaf? Yeah, I'm stamping that in old olive. That will be my element there. Again, we can close that. It has a little bit of a, almost like a watercolor texture. And then I'm bringing in for my other leaf or sprig, bringing in Cajun Craze and stamping that here on my basic white strip. So they have a great size to use up. Oh, I'm going to need that one more time to use up your 1-inch strips there. Let me bring in some scrap paper and my circle because I do want to add a little bit of texture. So I'm opening my Cajun Craze again. And like I said, I'm stamping on the lighter tone size. And then there's these 2 texture stamps in the stamp set. And I'm just going to randomly, I'm not thinking about it too much because most of it will be covered up anyway. So I'm just stamping, I don't know, it might be hard to see because it's a very subtle texture. So I'm stamping that there. And then I'm using the other one as well. And just kind of filling in some gaps there. And really, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just wanted a little bit of organic texture, I guess, and just for good measure in the middle. So just very, very subtle, but it does give our circle a little bit more texture for the background. So that was all the stamping. So all I need to do now is die cut my leaves. So I'll bring in my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I will bring in my dies. So where do I put them now? Ha! So I forgot to actually put them right here. So this is the set of dies. So for all the images you can stamp, you have coordinating dies. So for the leaves, super cute mushroom and acorn. And then for this little stamp here, you actually have 2 dies. So you can stamp a whole bunch. And then you have these large leaves. So it's the outline of the leaf. And then there's a second die to make the stitching. I know there's a trend in putting like stitching, kind of like with thread and needle on your card making. So that's really fun. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Now I'll try my best and stick these down. So this really is a very quick and easy card to make. You know, I like it sweet and simple, but still pretty. Nothing too complicated. And I love that this card, it's giving fall vibes, but it's not full on, you know, like you could, I feel like you could send this card all year round. So got that in there, and I hope I'm not shaking the camera too much while moving my mat. So we'll just run that through, and then we can assemble our card. Okay, just pop these out. Okay, beautiful. All right, so just going to reinforce my folder. And now I'm taking my Designer Series paper and some Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to glue this down here. And I think, I want to say that it would be 1/8. Was that kind of what I settled on? I think. Nope, never mind. So I'm just trying to have an even border from both sides. And I think it was 5/8 of an inch on either side. Let's see. But it looks about right. Yeah. Okay. So just lining that up. And now I'm going to put some adhesive here on my smaller piece. And like I said, I will create a little graphic, and I will have the measurements for all the pieces at the end of the video for you, so you can just take a screenshot. I think that might make it a little bit easier if you want to make the card at home. Okay, I might have to trim it off there a little bit. That's a little bit long. Yeah. Okay. So I like to just bring in my little trimmer and then just go for it. Sometimes you're going through multiple layers, so then you just have to be brave and push it all the way through. Okay, that looks better. So, all right, then putting some adhesive here on my circle. And let's see, there was one end there. Okay. We can move that a little bit. And then we have our label. I popped that up with dimensionals. So it's a pretty decent size here for the label. And this is the smallest one, actually. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to use 6 dimensionals. I don't want it to get all smushed and wonky while it's being processed in the mail. Okay, so and I know on my sample card I went a little bit too close to the edge, so I think I'm gonna go right here. What do we say? Don't overthink it. Oh, but I do want it more in the middle of my circle. Yes, I'm gonna be that picky. So that looks good. Now just using a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue, so green glue here, and my applicator bottle. Oh, there was something sticky on my finger. It's okay. So I'm just going to glue that here next to my sentiment, straight on the label. And I'm going to do the same here with my branch in Cajun Craze. It doesn't need a whole lot. So and then we'll put that down here. So the leaves are kind of wrapping around my sentiment there. Let's see. I want that one a little bit this way. I don't want this to cover up my letters. Okay. I'm getting picky. I know. All right. We'll leave it at that. I think I want this. I have to change it a little bit because I stamped this further to the middle now. All right. So, and then we'll just bring in some mini glue dots. I still have plenty of these on these sheets from kits. Sometimes they're a little bit finicky to get off. So, and then I'll just, it's sticking to my nail, so I just stick it on there. I have my beautiful linen thread bow and early espresso, so match on my colors without any guesswork. I just love that. All right, and then for a little bit more sparkle here in the gold, in this suite there are also Cajun Craze and gold dots. They come in 3 different sizes, so small, medium, and well, large. And we're going to put some of those on there. So I'm going to start here, and I'll put one here, and then I take a medium one and put that. Oh, I did move a little bit lower here, I guess, with everything, but that's okay. Oh, I actually put the small one there, so let's put the medium one up here to create our triangle. So, and then maybe, let's see, there. No, I prefer it there. It can peek out from behind the bowl a little bit. All right, and there we go. Just a quick and easy card. If you add the cutting that I did beforehand, that would maybe take you 15 minutes from start to finish to make the card. And like I said, I will give you a graphic here for the measurements, so you can take a quick screenshot. And as I said, this is card number 1 out of 4. So for the next 3 days, I will share some more ideas for this beautiful suite by Stampin' Up. And make sure you're on my email list. I share some extra inspiration every week with just my email subscribers. I'll leave you the link right here at the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.